report.
We engage our guests.
Hello, it's a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Makurdi. Welcome to Countrywide on Benue Television. My name is Winifred Yuso. On the headlines, Benue State Police Command confirms death of 6 persons in Ukum local government area. Tinubu injects 2 trillion naira to stimulate economy. Plus, Yobe tackles IDP's challenges with 5 budget. A 2-day capacity building training for staff of Benue Investment and Property Company Limited BIPC has ended with a charge on participants to target customer satisfaction. Managing Director BIPC Dr. Raymond Asimakaha gave the charge to the staff mainly from the BIPC bread and water factories, emphasizing customer satisfaction, teamwork and dedication to duty. Dr. Asimakaha encouraged the trainees to develop their skills that would contribute to the growth of the company and assured Benue youths of Governor Hyacinth Olia's desire to ensure that they are gainfully employed. The training took place at the company premises in Makurdi, covering factory operations around customer service, marketing, sales, safety measures, communication and management skills. Security experts have called on the public to stop the sharing of viral video on 5 Benue girls recently discovered in Côte d'Ivoire as victims of human trafficking. The call was made on Benue Television's program The Mirror on Thursday. Martha Iku tells us more.
A video has been trending on social media platforms showing some young girls who were allegedly taken to Côte d'Ivoire by some suspected human traffickers. Moved by this latest development, Zonal Commander Benue State National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Gloria Bai, was on the Benue TV program The Mirror to throw more light on issues around the situation. Mrs. Gloria Bai said the girls have been rescued and are currently in custody of the Nigerian Embassy in Abidjan.
I got the report from a concerned citizen, a guy that was coming from Côte d'Ivoire himself, and then he wanted to report the case to us. Yes, the girls were rescued in Côte d'Ivoire, and that very day, Monday, I was able to make contact with the embassy in Côte d'Ivoire, and I spoke to the girls on video call. So the girls are safe in Côte d'Ivoire.
She said the girls were presently in safe hands at the Nigerian Embassy in Abidjan, while investigation had already begun into the circumstances that led to the girls being trafficked to Côte d'Ivoire.
They were trafficked there, but the details of how they were trafficked is when they arrived back in Benue State that we'll be able to know how they were moved. And the circumstances that they were moved, and by the time we finish interviewing them, we'll be able to get the real story on how they were trafficked.
The special advisor to the Benue State Governor on Internal Security, Joseph Har, speaking on the program, said one suspect has been arrested in connection to the case, while calling on the general public and Benue State in particular to pull down the video of the girls.
If you have issues of trafficking, the best way to handle it is snappy. It's not for you to go and start blowing videos to show overzealousness, and in the course of doing that, compromise the investigation. So we are closely monitoring it. Even the transportation, we are closely monitoring it to see that they get to Benue State safe and secured. I'm asking the Benue people, whoever has that clip should please delete it. Let it go instinct.
Benue Television will keep a tab on the issue as events continue to unfold. Martha Iko, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Martha. Benue State Police Command has confirmed the death of 6 persons in suspected bandits' attack on Ayati, a community in Ukum local government area on the boundary between Benue and Taraba states. Police spokesperson SP Anene says violence increased after the death of the dreaded Kingpin Ghana, resulting to the development of security to maintain peace in Ukum than 2 other local governments of Lego and Kasnala. The police public relations officer SP Anene says hundreds of protesters allegedly sponsored to unleash mayhem on the people and destabilize security network destroyed personal and government property during the protest. She informs that the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, CP Hassan Yabanet, FCID, has drafted tactical teams and heads of other security agencies to forestall further breakdown of law and order in the area. The statement says 18 suspects have been arrested and investigation is going on. Meanwhile, reports reaching Benue Television at the moment indicates that there's heavy security at the head office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, situated in Awolowo Road, Ikoyi area of Lagos State. The commission had raised the alarm that some groups were planning a series of protests against the EFCC. Operatives of the Lagos State Anti-Crime Outfit Rapid Response Squad RRS with their vans are stationed strategically at routes leading to the Lagos EFCC office. Men of the Department of State Services are also among the joint security forces who are at the routes with patrol vans, heavy anti-riot gun trucks and black Marias. Benue Television gathered that the protesters under the tags #ReformEFCC has outlined 6 key demands which will be submitted to various officers of the Commission across the country. Let's take a very quick break. We will be back with more stories. Do stay with us. Welcome. Now, the federal government has injected 2 trillion naira into the economy to stimulate it. This was unveiled by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday as part of an accelerated stabilization and advancement plan which targets economic revival in the short term. President Tinubu presented the plan while inaugurating the Presidential Economic Coordination Council PECC at the State House. The 30-member committee was constituted on March 27th. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, told reporters that the emergency fund will be deployed to health, agriculture, energy, power, and other critical sectors. He was accompanied by Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, President of the Dangote Industries Limited, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, and the founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and chairman of the UBA Group, Tony Elumelu, during the post-inauguration briefing. According to Edun, the PECC comprises the President's Economic Management Team, National Assembly Leadership, Nigeria Governors Forum Chairman, and private sector leaders. A statement issued later by Special Advisor to the President in Media and Publicity, Ajiri Ngelale, listed 4 components in the Economic Stabilization Program, which will run concurrently with the National Construction and Household Support Program announced last week. They include energy security and the redeployment of 20,000 healthcare workers to provide services to 10 to 12 million patients in areas where they are most urgently needed. Others are increasing on-grid electricity to homes and businesses from about 4.5 to 6 gigawatts in 6 months, making essential medicines available at lower costs for 80 to 90 million Nigerians, a facility that will support the construction of an additional 25,000 housing units, amongst others. The program is expected to create 4.7 million direct and indirect jobs, improve access to finance, and enhance economic growth. The federal government said yesterday no fewer than 21 local government areas in 10 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) have been submerged by flood as a result of territorial rainfall in the past few days. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Joseph Utsev, disclosed this alongside the Minister of State for Water Resources and Sanitation, Bello Goronyo, and the Director General, Nigeria Hydrological Services (NIHSA) at a briefing in Abuja. Engineer Utsev said some states had started experiencing varying levels of floods and its associated disasters as early as April in 2024, and noted that most of the flood incidents recorded so far were flash or urban floods resulting from high rainfall intensities of long duration and poor and blocked drainage systems. Recall that the minister had in April 2024 presented the 2024 Annual Flood Outlook (AFO) by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency (NIHSA), which showed that 148 local governments in 31 states fall within the high flood risk, while 247 local government areas fell within the moderate flood risk areas, with the remaining 377 local government areas falling within the low flood risk areas. The high flood risk area states, as predicted, include Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, Zamfara, and the FCT. The minister, however, stated that 2024 river flooding will commence July, adding that 19 states, including Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Adamawa, Benue, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Jigawa, Kogi, Kebbi, Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, Ondo, Ogun, Rivers, Taraba, and the FCT will be affected. The minister, who also noted that government was alert and monitoring the situation at Lakdo Dam in Cameroon, however, called on state and local governments to mitigate the impact of the coming flood. The National Coordinator Operation Whirlwind Zone B, comprising Kebbi and Sokoto States Comptroller Kehinde Hussaini Ejibunu, said the operational team has busted international border petrol smugglers at various borders in Zone B, which led to the seizure of premium motor spirits (PMS) with duty paid value of 55 million naira. He explained that Operation Whirlwind, initiated by the federal government, seeks to stem international smuggling of PMS and other illicit items. Similarly, in joint showcase of seized items, Kebbi State Command of Nigeria Custom, led by the State Comptroller, Mr. Ernest Ihanacho Ojike, said that the command in her operations also seized 11,650 liters of PMS, 40 cartons of foreign spaghetti, 50 bales of second-hand clothes, 28 cartons of diclofenac tablets, and 10 jerrycans of vegetable oil with duty paid value of 25 million naira in June 2024. While thanking the visitor, Ejibunu, the command's controller, reiterated the the uncompromising stand of the Customs Service to put an end to smuggling in Nigeria. Let's go on another quick break, but we'll be back shortly with more stories. Do stay with us. Welcome, it's still Countrywide on Benue Television. Yobe State government is committing 5% of its budget to tackle the challenges of internally displaced persons, IDPs, and their host communities. The policy is built on the principles of humanity, neutrality, and independence, while also outlining strategic objectives to provide protection, ensure access to essential services, and foster sustainable solutions for displaced persons in the state. It emphasizes the rights of IDPs, particularly women, children, and other vulnerable groups. At the launch of the policy in Abuja on Thursday, Governor Mai Malia Buni highlighted the significance in addressing the complex challenges posed by Boko Haram insurgency and natural disasters, which he noted have devastated infrastructure, healthcare, education, and livelihoods in the region. He said the crisis has also forced thousands of indigents to flee their homes, creating a humanitarian crisis that demands an organized and strategic response to provide support to the affected persons and communities. Governor Bumi, however, noted that the policy was the result of extensive consultations with various stakeholders, including UN agencies, the World Bank, the federal government, local communities, non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, traditional rulers, and the displaced persons themselves. The governor assured stakeholders of transparency and accountability throughout the policy implementation. The policy's launch was met with commendations from development partners, including the World Bank and the Northeast Ambassador, amongst others. Chair of the Northeast Ambassadors Group and Head of Development Cooperation for the United Kingdom in Nigeria, Cynthia Rowe, commended Yobe for its inclusive approach and commitment to voluntary and informed relocation of IDPs. Rowe assured continued support from the international community, emphasizing the importance of partnerships in mobilizing resources and expertise to effectively implement the policy. The Edo State political firmament was still on Thursday as a federal high court sitting in Abuja nullified the governorship primaries of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), which produced Dr. Asue Ighodalo as its candidate for the September 21st elections in the state. The court, in the judgment delivered by Justice Iyangeko, held that the PDP primaries conducted on February 22nd failed to meet the requirements of the Electoral Act 2022 guidelines for the conduct of the poll, as well as party's constitution. The verdict elicited mixed reactions in the polity. The Edo PDP chairman, Dr. Tony Aziegbemi, the party's campaign organization in the state, downplayed the judgment, saying that Ighodalo had not been removed as their flag bearer. However, immediate past Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu, who kicked against the primaries and challenged its outcome in court, said he has been vindicated. Shaibu emerged winner of parallel PDP primaries, but went to court when the party submitted Ighodalo's name as its standard bearer. Like Shaibu, the opposition All Progressives Congress (APC) was in collaboratory mood as its governorship candidate, Senator Monday Okpeholo, counseled Ighodalo to withdraw from the contest immediately. Also, APC campaign council taunted the PDP flag bearer and asked him to join the APC campaign. Justice Ekwo held that the evidence adduced before the court established that Ighodalo did not emerge through a valid process and held that the exhibit presented by the PDP showed that the returning officers that prepared the results sheets merely sat at a place to manufacture the outcome of the exercise. The court said there was no evidence that the necessary delegates took part in the primaries, stressing that the party failed to prove that the plaintiffs were not qualified to participate in the exercise. According to the court, PDP's failure to abide by the provisions of the relevant electoral laws and guidelines rendered as a nullity the outcome of the said primaries. It held at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin. It dismissed PDP's contention that the case was non-justiciable, as the choice of delegates for the election was purely an internal affairs of a political party which no court has the jurisdiction to meddle into. The Federal High Court in Kano on Thursday gave a 48-hour ultimatum to two Kano judges, Justice Lawan Adamu and Justice Zuwaira Yusuf, to resign their appointments from the Judicial Commission of Inquiry set up by the state government. The two judges were appointed by Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf to serve as chairman of the two commissions of inquiry to probe the ex-governor Abdullahi Ganduje's administration. Justice Adamu is the chairman of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry for the recovery of misappropriated public properties and assets, while Justice Yusuf is the chairperson of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry on Political Violence and Missing Persons. The order was given by Justice Simon Amobeda while delivering his judgment in the case instituted by Ganduje, praying the court to stop Yusuf from probing his administration. Justice Amobeda said if the judges failed to comply within 48 hours, the National Judicial Council, first defendant, would immediately halt payment of any remuneration, allowances or benefits from the Federation's Consolidated Revenue Fund to the judges. He asked them to desist from performing executive functions assigned to them by the governor in courtrooms meant to adjudicate disputes between persons and authorities in the state. The judgment said the actions by Yusuf to set up the commissions of inquiry to investigate Ganduje without appealing on earlier court judgment by Justice A. Lima, which declared that Ganduje could only be investigated by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, amounted to abuse of office and undermining the sanctity of the judiciary. The court, however, disagreed with the argument of the plaintiff's counsel that the judges ceased to be judicial officers by accepting to be members of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry. Respondents in the suit are the National Judicial Council, first defendant, Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, second, Attorney General Kano State, third, Justice Damo and Justice Yusuf as fourth and fifth defendants, respectively. That's it on Countrywide, but before we go, let's take a recap of the top stories. We told you Benue State Police Command has confirmed death of 6 persons in Ukum local government area. Tinubu has injected 2 trillion naira to stimulate the economy. And we intimated you that Yobe tackles IDP's challenges with 5 billion naira budget. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Winifred Yosudu. Have a great day.